Bass River separates the towns of Yarmouth and Dennis. It's the longest river estuary on Cape Cod. It's 7.1 miles long, but it is the natural border for the two towns. Friends of Bass River was started by 3 lifelong residents of the Bass River area to oversee the health of Bass River, because Bass River is quite ill, actually. It needs a 48% reduction in nitrogen for the majority of the river, and from here north, it needs a 70% reduction in nitrogen, so it's quite ill. It's so ill, in fact, to the north of this area, Mass Division of Marine Fisheries designated it as prohibited for shellfishing and fishing. So it's a very important project we're working on. The main project we've worked on since 2020, when I joined the organization, has been the Upper Bass River Headwaters Restoration, which is this area right here. We have about $9.66 million in hand to complete an $11 million restoration. 57.2 acres of retired cranberry bogs, dramatically undersized culverts, and those 2 projects are going to total about $11 million and will make a dramatic improvement in the water quality. When I was young, this Crab Creek area was about 18 feet wide, and the last time I measured it, it was 64 feet wide. So because of the velocity of water coming through, we have a lot of erosion and undercut. Trees are falling into the creek, so we'll solve that problem with a 60-foot wide bridge, which will solve the velocity problems. It will allow a lot more water to get up into Mill Pond, the most impaired portion of the river, and allow water to get out of Mill Pond. So it'll make it much more healthy. So permitting is underway. I suspect that later next year, we will have the shovels in the ground and they'll begin the project. So I'm very excited about that. We have one of our other non-restoration projects, but it's equally important, is we have a base scallop aquaculture project that's in our second year. We partnered with the town of Yarmouth, and this year we partnered with the town of Dennis as well. We put 100,000 base scallops in Bass River after we rolled them out at Packet Landing. Another 100,000 this year, and we plan on 200,000 next year. Base scalloping was always a really bountiful activity for the community. As far back as 1983, I scalloped with my dad in Bass River, and we would get our limit in 2 drags. There are virtually no scallops there anymore, so we're going to reestablish that, which I'm very excited about. One of the first projects we initiated in 2020 was a water testing program for the entire river. We have 7 locations on Bass River, starting at Mill Pond and going all the way out to the West Dennis Beach. It's staffed by volunteer water testing team members, and they begin in May, and they test water right through September. And it's critical for us to understand what's happening with the overall health of Bass River. We've been watching the overall condition of the Bass River Route 28 bridge for at least 5 years now, and it is in dire condition. MassDOT and the AA Wool Company have just begun reconstruction this month of November. It's going to be a long project, but it's critically important. I understand from inspectors last summer that they were only this far from condemning the entire bridge, which would have been really horrible for the communities of Yarmouth and Dennis and a good portion of the Cape. So the beginning construction, what they informed us at our symposium 2 weeks ago was that this project would continue into 2031. The amount of impact from that for all of us is pretty significant. The new bridge construction and the new bridge design has about 60% fewer pilings holding the bridge up. By removing them, we'll have greater volume of water be able to flow from the south to the north. So it will overall improve the water quality of the river. I like to think of the Friends of Bass River as the voice of Bass River, because we're there overlooking its health every day. There are so many areas that we can help improve the water quality for Bass River. That's what we work on. I consider Bass River to be the crown jewel of the town of Yarmouth. And so many people rely on it for recreation, for income, for just the beauty of it, the views from their homes. And it was definitely going downhill because of all the nitrogen that would come from individual homes' septic systems. It creates a lot of really dramatic algae blooms that block the watershed. They also they smell. So it's a very significantly important project for us to undertake, because we're protecting the future of Bass River for the next generations.